Hi, I'm Jamie. Today I want to share a beautiful and interesting story about how to speak English with kids. I hope you find it helpful and fun. Once upon a time, in a lively town in the USA, there was a family named the Johnsons. They had a little girl named Emma, who was 5 years old. Emma loved to play and learn new things. Her parents, Sarah and Mike, wanted to help her learn English in a way that was fun and engaging. When Sarah and Mike started teaching Emma, they used simple words and short sentences. They found that Emma loved stories. So they began telling her stories every day. Each story was short and full of exciting adventures. They made sure the stories had colorful pictures and simple words. One day, Sarah found a quote that really helped her. It said, "Speak to a child in a language they understand." And you speak to their heart, this quote reminded her to use easy words and to speak slowly. It made learning English more enjoyable for Emma. Sarah and Mike also used a lot of games to teach Emma. They played word games where Emma had to find objects around the house and say their names in English. This made learning feel like a fun treasure hunt. Emma loved finding new words and learning their meanings. Another tip that worked well was using songs. Emma loved singing. Sarah and Mike played simple English songs for her. They sang along and danced together. Emma learned new words and phrases while having a great time. They also made sure to repeat words often. Repetition helps kids remember things better. Sarah would say, "Let's go to the park," and then, "We are at the park." This repetition helped Emma understand and remember the words. Sarah and Mike also created a special English time every day. During this time, they only spoke English. They played, read books, and talked about their day. This made learning English a part of their daily routine. Sarah once shared a memory from when she was a child. She remembered how her parents used to talk to her while cooking dinner. They would ask her what she wanted to eat and tell her about the ingredients. This memory helped Sarah understand the importance of using English in everyday activities. Mike liked to use simple questions to help Emma practice English. He would ask, "What is your favorite color?" or "What do you see outside?" These questions helped Emma think and answer in English. It was a great way for her to practice speaking. One of the most beautiful things Sarah and Mike did was to praise Emma often. They said things like, "Great job, and you are doing so well." This made Emma feel happy and confident about learning English. Sarah and Mike also made sure to be patient. Learning a new language can be challenging, so they always encouraged Emma and never got frustrated. They knew that being patient helped Emma feel more comfortable and eager to learn. Another tip was to use visual aids. They had colorful flashcards and picture books. Visual aids helped Emma connect words with images. This made it easier for her to remember and understand new words. Sarah also believed in the power of reading together. They read books every night before bed. Emma loved the stories and looked forward to this special time with her parents. It helped her learn new words and enjoy the process of learning. Mike used to tell Emma funny jokes in English. She loved laughing and trying to understand the jokes. It made learning English fun and exciting for her. One day, Sarah found another quote that inspired her. It said, "The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go." This quote reminded her how important it was to read and learn with Emma. Sarah and Mike also encouraged Emma to ask questions. They told her that it was okay to ask about anything she didn't understand. This made Emma feel curious and excited about learning new things. They also used everyday moments to teach English. While shopping, they would point out different items and say their names. This helped Emma learn new words in real-life situations. Sarah and Mike knew that it was important for Emma to hear English spoken by other people. They invited friends and family who spoke English to visit. Emma enjoyed interacting with them and practicing her English. They also took Emma to English-speaking events like story time at the library. These events were a great way for her to hear English in different contexts and to meet other kids who were learning the language. Sarah and Mike always made sure to celebrate Emma's progress. They would have small parties and give her little rewards for reaching new milestones. This encouraged her to keep learning and trying her best. One day, Sarah thought about how much Emma had learned. She realized that it was not just about teaching English, but about creating wonderful memories together. Each moment of learning was a chance to bond and grow closer as a family. Sarah and Mike also taught Emma to use English in creative ways. They made up stories together and acted them out. Emma loved being the storyteller and using her imagination. It made learning English a magical adventure. Another thing they did was to create a word wall in Emma's room. They put up new words she learned and decorated them with drawings. It was a fun way for Emma to see her progress and to remember new words. Sarah also found that talking about feelings was important. She would ask Emma how she felt about different things and encourage her to express her emotions in English. This helped Emma use English in meaningful ways. They also enjoyed cooking together and talking about the ingredients in English. Emma learned the names of different foods and how to follow simple recipes. It was a delicious way to practice English. Mike used to tell Emma bedtime stories in English. He would create characters and adventures that were exciting and fun. Emma loved these stories and looked forward to bedtime each night. Sarah and Mike always made sure to listen to Emma. They valued her thoughts and feelings. This made Emma feel important and encouraged her to speak more in English. They also found that traveling was a great way to learn English. When they went on trips, they practiced English by talking to people and reading signs. Emma enjoyed these adventures and learned new things along the way. Sarah once shared a beautiful quote with Emma. It said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." This quote inspired Emma to explore and learn more about the world through English. Sarah and Mike knew that it was important to have fun while learning. They made sure that every activity was enjoyable and engaging. This helped Emma stay excited about learning English. One day, Emma told Sarah, "I love learning English because it makes me feel like I can talk to everyone." This made Sarah and Mike so happy. They knew that their efforts were making a difference in Emma's life. As Emma grew older, she continued to love learning English. She used it to make friends, explore new ideas, and share her thoughts. Sarah and Mike were proud of how far she had come. In the end, Sarah and Mike learned that teaching English to kids is not just about words and grammar. It's about creating memories, having fun, and making learning a joyful experience. So, if you are teaching English to kids, remember to make it enjoyable, engaging, and full of love. Use stories, games, songs, and everyday moments to make learning a beautiful adventure. Sarah and Mike found that immersing Emma in English from a young age was essential. They made sure that every day was filled with new English experiences. One wonderful tip is to use English in daily routines. When they made breakfast, Sarah would ask Emma, "Do you want toast or cereal?" This helped Emma learn new words in the context of her daily life. Another great idea is to incorporate English into playtime. Whether Emma was playing with dolls or building blocks, Sarah and Mike would use English to describe what she was doing. This made learning feel natural and fun. They also loved to use flashcards with pictures and simple words. Emma enjoyed looking at the colorful cards and learning new words. Flashcards made vocabulary practice exciting and visual. Sarah and Mike often read simple English books together. They chose books with repetitive phrases and fun illustrations. Emma loved these books and soon started recognizing words on her own. Singing songs in English was another favorite activity. They sang nursery rhymes and simple songs. The rhythm and melody helped Emma remember words and phrases easily. They used English in their conversations. When Emma asked questions, Sarah and Mike would answer in full sentences. This helped Emma learn how sentences are structured in English. Another fun tip was to create an English word of the day each day. Sarah and Mike would introduce a new word and use it in different sentences. Emma enjoyed learning new words this way. They also made learning English a social activity. They arranged playdates with other kids who spoke English. Emma loved playing and chatting with her friends in English. Using English in creative projects was a great idea too. They would draw pictures and then describe them in English. This made learning interactive and personal. Sarah and Mike made a language jar where Emma could put in a coin each time she used a new English word. This created a fun incentive to learn and use new words. They also played English language board games. These games were not only entertaining but also helped Emma practice her English skills in a playful way. Sarah found that using everyday objects to teach English worked well. They would point to things around the house and say their names. This helped Emma learn words for common objects. Watching educational English TV shows and videos was another tip they used. Emma enjoyed watching shows that were designed for her age group and that taught English in a fun way. Sarah and Mike also loved to make up stories together. They would start a story and take turns adding to it. This encouraged Emma to use her imagination and practice her English storytelling. They practiced English through simple cooking activities. They would follow recipes together, talking about each step and ingredient in English. Emma enjoyed this hands-on approach. Another effective method was to use stickers with English words. They would place these stickers on objects around the house. Emma learned the names of things in English every time she saw a sticker. Sarah and Mike created a language corner in Emma's room with books, games, and puzzles in English. This special area was dedicated to learning and made English practice fun and inviting. They found that using gestures and actions helped Emma understand new words. For example, when learning the word jump, they would actually jump around together. This made learning physical and memorable. Another tip was to use simple, clear instructions. Instead of saying, "Can you please go get that?" Sarah would say, "Get the toy." Simple instructions made it easier for Emma to follow along. They also encouraged Emma to keep a journal. Each day, Emma would draw a picture and write a few sentences in English. This helped her practice writing and expressing herself. Sarah and Mike made sure to celebrate Emma's progress with praise and encouragement. They would say things like, "You did great today," to boost her confidence and motivate her to keep learning. They introduced Emma to English through storytelling games. They would use picture cards and make up stories together. This encouraged Emma to use her English creatively and imaginatively. Sarah and Mike also liked to explore English-speaking cultures through food, holidays, and traditions. They celebrated American holidays and tried traditional recipes, learning new words and phrases along the way. They used apps and online resources designed for kids learning English. These tools were interactive and engaging, providing Emma with additional practice in a fun way. Sarah and Mike often reminded Emma that making mistakes was part of learning. They encouraged her to keep trying. knowing that each mistake was a step toward becoming more fluent. They found that talking about Emma's interests in English helped her stay motivated. Whether she was interested in animals, space, or dinosaurs, they used English to explore her passions. Finally, Sarah and Mike always made sure to be patient and supportive. They understood that learning a new language takes time and practice. Their patience and encouragement made Emma's learning experience positive and successful. By following these tips, Sarah and Mike created a rich and engaging environment for Emma to learn English. Their approach made learning a joyful and memorable experience for their little girl. As you think about these tips, ask yourself, how can you make learning English a joyful adventure for the children in your life? How can you create an environment that inspires curiosity and excitement for learning?